A long time ago in ancient Israel, there lived a man named Samson, who was chosen by God to be a Nazirite. This meant he was dedicated to God from birth and had to follow certain rules. One of the most important was that he must never cut his hair. As long as he obeyed this command, God gave him supernatural strength. Samson was a powerful warrior. He fought the enemies of Israel, especially the Philistines, who were ruling over the Israelites at the time. Samson did many amazing things, like killing a lion with his bare hands and defeating thousands of Philistines with just a donkey's jawbone. But Samson had a weakness. He often followed his heart instead of God's instructions. He fell in love with a woman named Delilah, who lived in the valley of Sorek. She was beautiful, but she didn't love Samson the way he loved her. She was approached by the Philistine rulers, who wanted to capture Samson. They offered her a large amount of silver if she could discover the secret of his strength. Delilah agreed. So she began trying to get the truth out of Samson. "Tell me the secret of your great strength," she said sweetly, "and how you could be tied up and conquered." At first, Samson played along and gave her false answers. "If I'm tied up with 7 fresh bowstrings that haven't dried," he said, "I'll become as weak as any other man." That night, Delilah tied him up with fresh bowstrings. Then she shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you." But Samson snapped the bowstrings easily, like burnt thread, and escaped. Delilah tried again. "If I'm tied with new ropes that have never been used," Samson said, "I'll become weak." So she tied him up again while he was sleeping, then shouted the same warning. Once again, he broke free. A third time she asked, and Samson said, "If you weave the 7 braids of my hair into a loom and tighten it with a pin, I'll be weak." Delilah did exactly that while he slept, but once more, Samson broke free. Delilah grew frustrated and told him, "How can you say you love me when you won't confide in me?" She nagged him day after day until Samson couldn't take it anymore. Finally, he gave in. "No razor has ever touched my head," he told her, "because I've been a Nazirite dedicated to God since birth. If my hair is cut, I'll lose my strength and become weak like any other man." Delilah knew he had told her the truth. She sent word to the Philistine rulers and said, "Come back one more time. He has told me everything." That night, while Samson slept on her lap, she called a man to shave off the 7 locks of his hair. As the hair fell, his strength left him. Delilah shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you." He woke up, thinking he could fight them off as before. But he didn't realize the Lord had left him. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and took him to prison in Gaza. There, they forced him to grind grain like an ox. But as time passed, Samson's hair began to grow back. One day, the Philistines held a huge celebration to honor their false god, Dagon. They brought out the blind Samson to mock him and entertain the crowd. Samson stood between 2 pillars that supported the temple. He asked the servant who led him, "Put me where I can feel the pillars so I can lean on them." Then Samson prayed, "Sovereign Lord, remember me again. Please strengthen me one more time. Let me die with the Philistines." He pushed with all his might. The temple collapsed, killing the rulers, the people inside, and Samson himself. In his final act, Samson killed more Philistines in his death than he had during his entire life. Moral of the story: Samson's story is one of strength, weakness, and redemption. Even though he made mistakes, God gave him a final chance to fulfill his purpose. It teaches us that even when we fall, God can still use us if we turn back to him.